It's good to see you. I have something for you. You probably have heard of our new giant project called New Eden, the initiative's attempt to stabilize the global ecosystem. As part of the project, powerful eco-balance generators called formers were deployed in desolate areas. They removed the pollution and transformed the whole area into a small paradise. The formers are designed to be self-sustaining units, but apparently we underestimated the strain that was put on them by the corrupted environment. I'll spare you the specifics. Short version, some of the formers broke down. A golden opportunity for global trust. The former technology was supposed to be the new bestseller for the Eden Initiative, but to achieve this, we have to demonstrate their potential. You have to repair the formers for us, and you will need certain employees for that. Since the Eden Initiative is solely responsible for making these sectors habitable again, their right for settlement should naturally be exclusive to our supporters. But the world is full of legal technicalities, so be prepared to eventually defend our right against any opposition. Good luck.
So we're on the third event of the Eden Project, and if you've been following videos, it's kind of a gradual scale up until this final confrontation. So what's initially different about this map? Well, first off, you have multiple opponents to deal with. You have Thorn, you have Solo Evolve or Solo Evolve, and then you have Mr. Stinberg. Now, Mr. Stinberg and Solo Evolve can both declare war on you, so keeping decent reputations with them is good. When you have spare cash, you go to the symbol down here, Diplomacy.
What's up?
Click on their names, and you click the lobbying button, and you give them a whole bunch of cash. That puts the reputation up, and that makes them less likely to do any negative actions against you. Next up, how to get to here. Well, first off, you build your homes go up. If you watch the videos, you understand how that works. You have to beat all the demands, and you have to create multiple colonies. So, you only need so many. You will need this one first. This is what I call my health food colony. An island with rice and vegetables.
Game saved.
And then you need a colony that's going to produce wheat for you. This will give you your good old pasta. And this is another colony that I built that focuses entirely on fruits. I did not decide to create the industry here because the island's so small. I have the industry at the back of my base where I have lots of milk and lots of bio drinks. So the goal here is to get 5,000 people. In order to do this, you have to constantly balance off all your needs. So I don't need this one right here,
it seems the
3D projector, and you will not need any of the demands in this whole category. You can just ignore these. You only need to meet these ones. 1, 2, 3. And just continually expand your civilization moving forward, just creeping slowly, and make sure you meet all demands, including your education center, your congress centers, your public building. You'll need your city centers, and occasionally fire stations and whatnot. And just balance off all these demands. And if you can do that, you will eventually hit 5,000 people, and you will win this event. It's very long. I'm about 5 hours in right now, and I suspect this will take another 1 to 2 hours. You're probably wondering, how do I get to 5,000? This is a very large island nation. It needs a lot of resources. Well, in order to do this, you're going to have to take somebody else's. You're going to have to take somebody else's territories. So you're going to have to knock someone out. I went with Thorn Stinson.
Everything okay?
And if you want to beat him, you just click on Auxiliary Fleet for these two people. What is it? And they'll give you really, really big fleets, and you should have tons of money to pay for that. And then just go after Thorn. He's quite the easy target, even though he has the best military. So tactics for beating Thorn, Mr. Thorn, Mr. Stern, whatever his name is. First, you should start off at one of his bases close to yours. Make sure you have 2 repair cranes up, minimum, and make sure that you're on the path to the repair cranes.
All gunners to battle stations!
From whatever. So I'm picking off this this port here, and this will limit his ability to make new troops. Now, what he does is he'll gather his troops into a giant ball and attack you, kind of like what I have right now. And he's slowly moving them together, so anything you can pick off without coming in turn range, definitely go for it. But I can see to the very right of me, he has a very large ball building up. So if you went with my strategy of looking for military entourages, you will have 4 groups.
Register an attack on one of your vehicles.
Normal warships and your hovercrafts going after the air. You will need your Vipers going after the submarines. If he has any, he didn't actually have any in this battle, it was just a coincidental submarine.
Your fate is
You'll need
sealed.
your battleships going after smaller ships to take those guys out. And the last ones you should destroy are battleships. Even though they do the most damage, they also have the most health, and it's just easier to pick off all the stuff. You're going to lose a lot of stuff in this battle, I will guarantee you. If it helps you make decisions, hold the minus key while you're fighting. This will slow down the action like I'm doing, and when you have everything set up, hit the plus key, and when you need to make actions again, minus key, and you'll slow it down, make appropriate decisions. So I'm chasing down this small ship, I don't want it to get away. I'm not microing too heavy myself, because I know that his aircrafts will be able to chase down anything that runs away. So the priority in this battle is get rid of these aircrafts. Those 2 big ones especially are devastating. They destroy everything. I think I lose almost every hovercraft in this single battle. But as you can see, it's looking very good for me. I've gotten rid of most of his... I got rid of all small ships. I only have 1 aircraft left and the battleship. And I have my 2 battleships left.
Vehicle under attack.
So, it's not an easy battle. I'm not going to lie to you and say that I did it right the first time. I definitely did
I've increased the range of my weapon systems just to get it right. For you.
I had to do it once. Just because if you approach this the wrong way, you just die. And just very bad way. So, after this battle, prepare up all your dudes. And you'll be spending the next, hour or 2 picking off all these bases, just clearing out anything that's on the outside, and just sending back all injured units to be repaired. Thorn will be sending units at you 1 at a time, making it much, much more manageable.
Alert. Registering attack on one of your vehicles.
So at this point in the game, you're probably thinking like, man, Anno's AI is bullshit. There's all these inner territories you can't take. They have no warehouses. There's nothing supporting them. They should all just collapse, but they don't. The game continues to support the AI for absolutely no reason. It's kind of pointless. You can pick off what you can with battle cruisers or Titans or whatever they're called, but what you'll eventually need is airships. So I go with this little guy, and I'll also get the medium-sized one for taking over certain ones. Now there's some other bullshit here where a lot of their buildings actually have AA built into them, so you have to be very, very careful of that. So your target is going to be depots. Now this particular depot here has AA built into it, and it's fighting back. So unfortunately I'll need to get more helicopters to take care of this one particular building. But just peg off all their depots and you'll conquer this guy pretty fast. And by fast I mean over a period of an hour.
Your end will come.
Definitely recommend using the Hawks. These guys can take over buildings, which is very, very good. And they'll always take them over just before they die, so you'll save it and everything is good in the world. And you'll get, a free building on the island, so you'll lay claim to it immediately. Not too shabby. So now you've defeated the enemy.
So, what's up?
You can now think about expanding outward. So the first thing you do is try to move as much industry as possible from your island. Try to make your island into a giant city with very little infrastructure. Move it to all the conquered islands. And just import-export. And this will get you pretty damn close. Looking right now from just starting, I have 3,400 executive slots. We'll deal with that later. And I have 7,000 other citizens. So all I have to do now is evolve up these guys by meeting needs, and I win. Okay, so you're getting close. Now, before I had about 50%, and I've kind of got ahead of myself and screwed myself over, but I'm going to use this pro tip. Get the second part here of this fraction out first. Make sure it's whatever out of 5,000. And to finish this off, just fulfill the needs I told you at the very beginning of this not to fulfill. So that would be making these robots and these beamers. And once you've done that, you're pretty much set. They will occupy on their own, and right now all I have to do is just continue planting buildings, and eventually I'll get the 5,000 and 5,000. Alright, so I'm near the 5k point. So here's a little tip. It's called your education network or your public building. So you have different modes. This one's taxes. This one is going to reduce the price of leveling up. You can use this one for quite a bit of this. And this one is for increasing the size of residences. And that's where I got my 5k from. Well, I would have got a 5k anyway, but it helps. So, I thought immediately this would be a 2 or 3 hour thing, but as it turns out, it took me about half my day, 12 hours. So I will probably get about 14,000 people, and I will roll over to 5k. Okay, so I finally roll over to 5k, and I'm sitting in position. I'm going to drop off my cargo, pick up this random dude, and head over from a victory lap. And like I said, this has been about a 12-hour play.
Warning.
I mean, initially I thought this would be about 2 to 3 hours because it was a pretty simple objective, but as it turned out, playing with two very aggressive opponents required a lot of tactics. There was a lot of other effects. Some things helped actually, like all these formers all over the place definitely helped a ton. Meant I didn't have to worry about environment. Alright, moment of truth.
Not bad. I was beginning to think you wouldn't make it.
Okay.
You are full of surprises. Thanks to you, the formers are
So since the last patch, this has been happening to me. Or just like for whatever reason my sound card just craps out.
Proud of you. Shame, Mrs. Green would like to thank you. Wow. You've done a great job here.
And now it uncraps out. Where's Seamus Green at? Alright. And that's the series. That's all of them. The first one took 8 minutes, the second one took an hour, this one took 12 hours. So thanks for watching. Next I'll be doing the new DLC missions. So definitely subscribe and you'll get that right away as soon as it comes out. So I'll see you then.